ABC 7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
Authorities recovered the body of a diver in Calais yesterday. Good afternoon. I'm Susan Farley. We have an update coming up. Also, authorities are investigating a death in Presque Isle after police department got a call about a deceased man on Parsons Street. They also found a suspicious-looking package. And Maine Senators Susan Collins and Angus King have joined a push for the IRS to clear backlogs and resolve customer service issues. We'll explain along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Tell us about the weekend, Devin.
And TGIF, your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. All right, here's a look at the radar. The clouds will be slow to get out of here today. We've been watching for a few sprinkles. There might be a few showing up on the radar. Some of that may also be a little bit of clutter. We have the radar set in the most sensitive mode right now, because anything we do see today will be very small sprinkles, though, which is hard for the radar to detect. We'll keep an eye on that for you today with anything that does try to develop. We had a little bit of it developing earlier. It looks like there might be a little bit trying to get going in the northeastern parts of the state, but everyone else starting to back off a little bit with just some of those clouds that do continue to stick around, though. And things will continue to improve as the area of low pressure is really outside of the country at this point. We're right on the outer edges of this area of low pressure that's now across outside parts of the country. So things will begin to improve as that moves off towards the north and east. So futurecast for today, maybe a few sprinkles still, but otherwise becoming showing lots of sunshine later today, then becoming mostly clear later on tonight. So otherwise, winds will be out of the northwest, so getting pretty gusty, about 5 to 10 miles per hour sustained, but some gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour in a few spots. Cannot be ruled out that things will really start to back off later on tonight. So moving forward, though, for today, here we are, a few sprinkles possible, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s, then decreasing clouds throughout the day, so more sunshine, west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period showing decreasing clouds, temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Authorities recovered the body of a diver in Calais yesterday afternoon. Executive Petty Officer Sean Reagan with the U.S. Coast Guard Eastport Station says they received a call around 1 p.m. reporting a diver had gone underwater for more than a minute without resurfacing. According to the Department of Marine Resources, the body of 54-year-old John Morris of Cape Charles, Virginia, was recovered around 2:45 p.m. yesterday afternoon from St. Croix River near the St. Croix Island. They say Morris did not have dive tanks and did not resurface after diving to a depth of 18 feet. Other divers with him who also did not have dive tanks tried to locate him but couldn't. They contacted another nearby diver who did have tanks, and that individual was able to locate and retrieve Morris's body. His body was taken to the medical examiner's office in Augusta for an autopsy. The U.S. Coast Guard is conducting a preliminary investigation into the incident. Authorities are investigating a death in Presque Isle. At approximately 2 Thursday afternoon, the Presque Isle Police Department got a call about a deceased man at 17 Parsons Street. During their investigation, officers say they discovered a suspicious package at the residence. They vacated the home and shut down the road. The incident is still under investigation. Detectives say it has been turned over to the state fire marshal's office. A new warning from the federal government to the drought-stricken Southwest as the Colorado River, a major water source for millions, reaches a tripping point. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
As the U.S. sinks deeper into a climate crisis with the West in the middle of an extreme drought, an urgent warning from the federal government to multiple states in the region. They're asking Arizona and Nevada to drastically cut down on water use as the Colorado River, which serves nearly 40 million Americans across 7 states and Mexico, reaches a tipping point.
Without action, we cannot protect the system and the millions of Americans who rely on this critical resource.
In the Colorado Basin, Lake Mead and Lake Powell are both at historically low levels after 23 years in drought conditions. Currently, Lake Powell is at 26% capacity, Lake Mead at 27%. We've been covering the dwindling lake levels.
Over the past 2 decades, the water level here at Lake Mead has decreased by 130 feet. That's basically a 13-story building. And when you're up close, you can see how gigantic those bathtub rings really are.
And from the drought to the flooding, the West is getting it all. this river of water rushing onto the Vegas Strip. And just a couple of weeks ago, a so-called 1,000-year flood in California's Death Valley. Experts say the drought and flooding can go hand in hand, as even mild rainstorms can overwhelm dry soil and create rivers in the streets. But the West isn't the only region at risk. You can see how most of the country is experiencing some level of drought conditions. And abroad, the climate crisis is mounting there too. Parts of France pummeled with flash flooding. And in Germany, the Rhine River officially running dry, trapping this cargo ship and further putting experts on alert for what this crisis means for humanity. And back here at home, and in response to the emergency on the Colorado River, the federal government stopping short of forcing water cuts, instead saying they would rather work together with states to find a solution.
Senators Susan Collins and Angus King have joined a bipartisan push for the IRS to clear backlogs and resolve customer service issues. 93 members of Congress have sent a letter to the IRS commissioner urging the agency to eliminate ongoing processing delays, improve customer service, and extend the suspension of automated notices and collections, among other things. In a Senate Finance Committee hearing last April, the IRS commissioner estimated the agency would return to a, quote, healthy state by the end of 2022 and expected to hire 10,000 customer service representatives between this year and next year. According to the National Taxpayers Advocate, the paper backlog has actually increased, and the group also says the IRS has left 4 out of 5 phone calls it receives unanswered. Developing last night, Portland police are investigating incidents tied to a local mosque as potential hate crimes. Brad Rogers reports.
Members of the Omar bin al-Khattab Mosque for Afghan and Arabic-speaking Muslims say there's no question they were targeted by hate crimes.
Members of the mosque reported to Portland police that on August 2nd, someone emailed a video to a mosque member of an unknown person burning a copy of the Quran, the Islamic holy book.
Someone came to the mosque and then he burned like some verses or some papers of Quran. So not just me, a lot of like our people, they're so sad about this.
Mohammed Walizada and his family are from Afghanistan. He hopes police find and arrest whoever did this.
What's the reason? What's wrong with him to come in the mosque and then we have to respect every religion, you know?
Portland police say 3 days later someone spray painted a threatening message on the street outside the home of a Muslim family.
The Muslim community in Maine, one of the whitest states, is already minuscule. And it's just really unfortunate in that people feel the need to kind of show their fear in forms of aggressive hate.
Somali-American Ayun Nur says hate crimes like this are infuriating.
People come to this country supposedly for peace and security, and then they themselves receive the same sort of fear and hate and torment that they're escaping from.
If an arrest is made, the Attorney General will decide if these are hate crimes. Mosque members say they have no doubt.
If somebody burning the Holy Quran, it's a hate crime.
Afghan-American Rami Habibzai emigrated to the U.S. decades ago and raised his children in Maine. He says this is not the first time Muslims have been targeted by hate, and it won't be the last.
We have to deal with it, we have to go forward, we cannot just, stop our, close our mosque.
Mosque members say a second video also surfaced online of someone entering the mosque back in April, recording details of its interior.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, the Bar Harbor Town Council has decided that too much of a good thing is, well, too much of a good thing. We'll explain when we return. We'll be right back.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Machias, is sponsored by Living Innovations. Be part of the Living Innovations workforce and be part of a caring community with purpose. Learn more at livinginnovations.com. Barren View Golf Course is a great treat for golfers of all skill levels. A 9-hole par 35 course open 7 days a week. No tee times needed. And Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
No.
What's that?
I made this. You're not gonna want this.
I'm here.
Eliza saves the day.
Well, this is how I cook, so.
I'm a big fan of your food. Thank you.
Oh, let's all make a mental note for the next potluck.
Noted.
Ooh, yeah.
Smells so good.
Oh.
There's a deal for every gathering at McDonald's. Now get a delicious McChicken or a juicy McDouble. 2 for just $3.99. Get 2 of the same or mix and match.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash-out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-544-5267. That's 855-544-5267. Call 855-544-5267.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
The Bar Harbor Town Council has decided to cut down on cruise ship traffic. There can be no more than 3 cruise ships a day under the plan approved by the council. It also puts a daily passenger cap of 3,800 in May, June, September, and October. The daily passenger cap for July and August is 3,500. The limits do have the backing of the cruise line industry. Town Councilor Matthew Hockman says the plan protects the town in a lot of ways.
It may not be the drastic reduction that some people want, but it's a beginning. It's a starting place to see how these reductions work. It's something that the industry has agreed to, so we're not worried about, okay, well, we're voting to put this in place, and the industry is going to hate it and challenge us. They've worked with us on this.
A citizens' initiative that calls for a cap of no more than 1,000 cruise ship passengers a day is set to go before Bar Harbor voters in November. The Ellsworth Historical Society has received a grant to help repair the old Hancock County Jail. The old Hancock County Sheriff's Home and Jail is a brick building built in 1886. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and officials say it represents the history of both the county and the community. The brick exterior started falling apart years ago. The Maine Community Foundation has awarded the Ellsworth Historical Society $20,000 from the Belvedere Historic Preservation and Energy Efficiency 2022 grant program. It will be combined with $200,000 from another grant awarded in April to restore the exterior of the historic jail. The old jail has been a museum and home to the Historical Society since 1979. Now with Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Home sales are slipping again. Higher mortgage rates and prices that are still near record levels have pushed existing home sales in July down nearly 6% compared to the month before and down more than 20% from a year ago. First-time unemployment claims are also falling. The Labor Department says 250,000 people filed for benefits last week, down 2,000 from the week before, but the number of Americans collecting unemployment is up by 7,000. Apple is warning that there are some security flaws in iPhones, iPads, and Macs that could open the door for attackers to take over the devices. Experts say make sure all your technology is updated to plug any holes. And retailer Kohl's earnings dropped 63% in the latest quarter compared to a year ago. Kohl's is also dealing with the same problem as other stores. Buying patterns are shifting, leaving an excess of inventory and forcing stores to cut prices. I'm Leo Jonathan with Friday's Business on ABC 7.
The Levant Fire Department is hoping the public will vote in favor of funding for new equipment. This November, the town of Levant will have the opportunity to vote on a bill proposing more department funding. If granted, the money will go toward replacing their leading engine as well as the rescue truck. According to the station's volunteers, the updates are long overdue. The current lead engine is around 14 years old. Fire Chief Eric Drought says it's important to replace the aging vehicles.
This community has been absolutely tremendous in the support. We have some of the best equipment around. It's just starting to get older, and we have some of the best trained firefighters in our community that I could ever ask for. But we know that to progressively stay that way, we've got to be replacing and looking at what is the future for our department so that we're here 5 or 10 years with the same staffing that we have.
With the vote in November, Drought says that the department will be starting to push their plans more publicly in the upcoming months to educate townspeople on what they need. Coming up, as summer begins to wane, there's a potentially dangerous situation developing on some of Maine's lakes and ponds. When we return, we'll explain. We'll be right back.
In life, many things matter. Black lives matter. Asian and Caucasian lives matter. Police officers and firefighters matter. Youngsters and senior citizen lives matter. Think about it. Every life matters. And it all begins, first in Maine and everywhere, when the protection of the unborn matters.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
I thought I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
He owed me. And I didn't raise a wrench to him.
I think things got heated.
Things did get heated, but I did not raise a wrench.
It's a hot mess. There's no agreement here.
Hot Bench.
Friday at 3 on ABC 7.
The Carolina Panthers take on the New England Patriots tonight at 7 on ABC 7.
Champion the Cure Challenge is back, and many races are kicking off this weekend at the Lafayette Family Cancer Institute in Brewer. The event is one of the area's largest cancer fundraisers. This year, the group has a goal of hitting $1 million for the first time ever. Champion the Cure runs until September 30th, and this weekend there are 3 major ways to participate. You can run, walk, or cycle. Each day offers a different race ranging from 1 to 10 kilometers, and the cycling races will range from 12 to 100 miles. Every dollar donated stays in Maine to support treatment and research at Northern Light Cancer Care and Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center.
It brings tears to my eyes to see people embrace this event and this cause. So many of us have had cancer touch our lives, whether it's directly that we've had it, a parent's had it, a spouse has had it, some other family member or a friend at work. We've all been touched by it. And to me, it continues to remind me of why we do what we do.
So far, the challenge has raised just over $500,000. One person has anonymously donated $250,000 and has pledged to match every dollar up to $250,000 until September 30th. A portion of this year's proceeds will go toward a new linear accelerator, which is a machine used to provide patients with radiation oncology. For a full schedule and ways to donate throughout the challenge, check out northernlight.org. After COVID, the CDC says we should be better prepared if there's another threat. With more, here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Pandemics, lockdowns, and breakouts. The nation has faced many threats lately. There's always a debate over whether we could have been better prepared. The CDC has created an America Rescue Plan to ensure we are better prepared for the next threat. There are more specialized experts to identify and monitor new threats. Healthcare staff are being trained to stop the spread of infections through Project First Line. There's now increased access to testing for emerging infections. The CDC is focused on preparing new health prevention tools. Make sure you do your part in controlling and preventing the spread of infections, too. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News.
Algae blooms that carry lethal toxins are creating a potentially dangerous situation for some of Maine's lakes and ponds. Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
With all the warm weather we've had, it's allowed us to spend time at the lakes here as well as spend time with friends. However, it's also created something else, algae blooming.
It is somewhat of an emerging issue worldwide.
This comes from Maine Department of Environmental Protection Lake Assessment Leader Linda Bacon, as we are seeing an increase in the amount of warm days. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, winter temperatures in the state have been increasing twice as fast as summer temperatures. Bacon explains that climate change is one factor that plays into the problem.
All of a sudden, we're experiencing conditions that were probably experienced by states a good 1,000 miles south of us.
She says the main issue that causes algae to bloom is the amount of nutrients a lake has.
Phosphorus is the nutrient that limits the amount of growth that you'll get, algal growth that you will get in a lake system. So the more phosphorus in the water, the more likely you are to have algae.
Once it blooms, the algae can cause cyanobacteria that, if ingested, can cause illness and death to people, livestock, or pets. And this is something that is continually studied.
There's so much uncertainty, so much that's not known about what causes the toxin production at this stage in the game. We tell people to avoid those areas. Don't let small children play in that water. Don't let pets or livestock drink out of that water.
Bacon says to refer to the Maine Department of Environmental Protection's website should anyone have any more questions.
There are links in various pages to a map that shows the lakes. Will give people an idea of the risk involved.
Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Bruce Poliquin has always fought to protect Maine residents and businesses. That's why he spoke out against a Washington scheme to let the IRS spy on Maine bank accounts. Washington bureaucrats want to monitor our transactions, take more of our money, and ignore our privacy. But Bruce Poliquin is fighting back. Call Bruce and tell him to keep up the fight. He's standing up for Maine and keeping the government out of our bank accounts.
The Piscataquis Valley Fair, an old-time country fair, August 25th through the 28th in Dover-Foxcroft. This reminder brought to you by Puritan Medical Products Company, maker of disposable medical devices since 1919, is hiring. Log on to PuritanMedicalProducts.com today. And McCusick Petroleum in Dover-Foxcroft, offering oil, propane, kerosene, motor oil, and burner service. Call 564-3406.
Hudson University's Gracie Theater is ready to open up for its 11th season. Headlined by legendary folk singer Tom Rush, comedian Ray Harrington, and classical rock orchestra, managing artistic director Jerry Missler says this year's season is going to hit home for many due to the variety of Maine-based artists scheduled to perform. Missler says she expects this season will be the best season ever for Gracie Theater. The season kicks off September 10th and runs until April 2nd of next year. Now let's check your full weekend forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, TGIF, happy Friday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here's the radar right now. We have it set in its most sensitive mode because anything we do see today will just be a few light sprinkles, and we've been seeing a few of those, and we can show you where they're at right now. We'll throw this radar into motion, and you can tell we've had a little bit of movement from the northwest to the south and east. In the northeastern parts of the state, though, but most of us should be starting to back off. You might notice a few sprinkles throughout the afternoon period, but the clouds will generally begin to break out from southwest, going toward the north and east, as low pressure is well outside of the country at this point. And as it does move away, the clouds will begin to get out of here as well. Here's low pressure right here. High pressure will begin to move in, and that means some nice weather on the way for us just in time for the weekend. Now, of course, don't any more precipitation. We definitely need a little bit more, though. We've been dry. Here's the latest drought monitor released yesterday, still showing us a moderate drought near the Bangor area, with severe drought further down toward the south and west. And of course, a good part of the country is still seeing plenty of drought as well. And of course, these parts of the country, across the southwestern parts, will see some improvement as the monsoon season is going on there. But wave heights back here at home, they're at 2 to 4 feet. No small craft advisories in effect at this point, so the wave heights are within reasonable categories at this point. But still some wind today, maybe a quick gust up to 15, maybe 20 miles per hour as low pressure continues to move away, but high pressure begins to move in later tonight. And that'll really begin to calm the winds down as we proceed forward. But otherwise, though, our average high is 79 degrees. We're starting to backtrack a little bit. We'll be in the upper 70s today, so right near average. But really warming up just in time for the weekend in the middle to upper 80s, then cooling back off into the upper 70s Monday to Tuesday, with lower 80s on the way as we head towards Wednesday and the parts of Thursday as well. Muggy beer, though, some days maybe a little bit more humid than others, though. And you might see more of that as we head towards Sunday, then maybe backing off a little bit by Monday. Then really by Tuesday and Wednesday, dew points in the 60s, maybe getting close to 70s are on the way. So unfortunately, more humid air will soon be on the way. Futurecast moving forward, a few sprinkles, but the clouds will be breaking up, revealing more sunshine with a mostly clear sky on the way later on tonight, though. No fog tonight, but the next few nights we'll have to watch for a little bit more fog after tonight. But by tomorrow, looking pretty good with a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds in a few areas. So a forecast for today, a few sprinkles to the north and east, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s, then decreasing clouds for the afternoon, that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s becoming mostly clear, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 80s getting mostly sunny and warm out there. West wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. A small chance for rain showers on Sunday. Highs in the mid 80s. Upper 70s on Monday. We cool off a little bit with a slight chance for rain. On Tuesday, more showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 70s.
Thank you, Devin. A quick programming note. Patriots preseason football action is on ABC 7 tonight, which means Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy move over to Fox 22 at their usual times at 7 and 7:30. The rest of Friday night shows will air after Nightline on ABC 7 late tonight or very early Saturday morning. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News On the Road, broadcasting live at 6 from the Chias. Have a good afternoon and a great weekend.
These new keys I made must be too thick. I blame the locks, honestly.
What if we take this time to have a heartfelt discussion about what we're excited about in the new year?
Nope.
Abbott Elementary. Season premiere Wednesday, September 21st on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Motown, feel it back again.
There he is. Come on. Let's Josh.
You're watching WVII ABC 7 Bangor.